Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel and happy 2018. We're excited for this new year and we're excited to keep reaching our goals, and we're excited to help you guys reach some of your own goals. We typically tend to make New Year's resolutions, so if you are on a journey to a healthier lifestyle or you've decided to join Weight Watchers, welcome to the Weight Watcher family. So we're going to give you guys a basic overview of what's in the app, how to use it, and show you guys a few tips and tricks that we figured out. We've been on Weight Watchers for almost a year now, so we figured out a few things, and so this might help you if you're new to Weight Watchers, and even if you're not new, there might be some things that you don't know that you might learn today. So some of the things that we'll be showing you guys today will be how to enter your meals into the app and save frequent meals, how to change the serving size and the measurement type, how to enter your own recipe and calculate points. We're also going to show you guys how to calculate an item that when you use your scanner for Weight Watchers app is not showing up. So there are a few like generic brands or just like more rare items that aren't in the Weight Watchers database, so we're going to show you guys how to look up the points with just the nutrition facts. How to calculate points for a restaurant that's not in the Weight Watchers database, but that you can find the nutrition facts online, and how to enter restaurants that are not in Weight Watchers and how you can best estimate for those.
Okay guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to enter one of my favorite breakfasts. These are also items that are already in the system, which means that I've already pre-scanned or used before. So let me go ahead and show you how to enter avocado toast and my usual Premier and coffee drink. So you go on the search bar, and I like to use the Sara Lee, right here, Sara Lee 45 calories and delightful 100% multi-grain bread. So you go ahead and click, and then you choose either morning, lunch, dinner, or snack. So I'm going to be going into snack, and I'm going to use 2 slices, and then you press track food. Now I'm going to put some avocado on top of it. You see avocado right there, and I'm going to be using 1/4. So you go onto morning and track it. Then for my Premier drink, I have this every morning, so it's definitely on here. I usually do the chocolate shake, and then onto morning, track food. And I don't usually track coffee just because it is 0 points. Coffee black without sugar. And track. Done. And here's your breakfast, total 7 points. Click on it just to double check. You got everything. You can go ahead and click right here where it says save meal, and you give it a name. Just say favorite breakfast. Done. And save the meal. Now if you want to just easily track it another day, let's go to another day, or the 6th, and you can just type in favorite breakfast. There you go. Okay guys, so one trick I want to show everybody is how you can change your servings from ounces to tablespoons, different things. So this might help when you're at home and you can be very precise. If you have a food scale, it'll help especially. And one thing that I always weigh versus measure is avocado, and I'll show you why. So avocado raw says that it's 1/4 for a medium, but I am sure that you know that avocados come in all shapes and sizes, so it might be hard to tell what a 1/4 medium is. The other day I cut a very small avocado into 4 pieces and I weighed it, and it happened to be only 1 ounce. So instead of tracking it as a 1/4 item medium, I'm going to click here and switch the serving type to ounces. And remember I said it was 1 ounce, and you can see there that 1 ounce of avocado is only 1 point. So 1 ounce, 1 point. So that makes a huge difference, because if I would have ate that and thought it was 3 points, I would have missed out on 2 points of avocado, and nobody wants that. Okay, so we're gonna also show you how to enter your very own recipe into the app. So stick with me, it's gonna be a little bit long, but I promise you it's worth it. And once you get the hang of it, it's gonna be really easy for you to get creative in the kitchen and make your own recipes, because you're gonna know exactly how to calculate. I'm gonna calculate a dish called one pot pasta, which is basically like a lasagna type of thing. made in a pot so that you don't have to bake, so it's a little bit easier to make. And I'll also link the recipe that I use from another YouTuber.
So we're gonna use the plus sign again. This is where you enter all your custom things. We're gonna enter a food, hit create, recipe. So to create a recipe, you have to enter all the ingredients one by one. You could also add steps if you wanted to like share this with somebody else, but I just want to know the points, so I'm just gonna add any ingredients that have points. The pasta I made a lot of 0-point ingredients, so for the purpose of points, I'm only gonna enter the things that have points in them. So we're gonna start with add ingredients, and you're gonna have to search. One helpful hint to help you search these things better is to scan them first. That way they're already popping up into your system. I switched to my phone because I have already scanned all of these items so that they show up easier. So the first thing I'm gonna enter is the extra virgin olive oil, and it was the Kirkland brand, and it's right there, Kirkland Signature Organic Extra Virgin Olive Oil. I use 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna add the ingredients. The next thing I use is Italian sausage, Johnsonville sausage Italian hot, and this one, the serving size was 2 ounces, so I used a 1/4 pound to cut down on some of the points, and it was only and it was a total of 11 points, so I'm gonna add that ingredient. The original recipe asked for a whole 1/2 pound, so I saved 11 points by cutting it down in half. Then I'm gonna add the pasta, and I used the Broiler brand. So I'm going to enter Broiler, and it was this plus multigrain farfalle, and I'm going to switch the serving size to 6 ounces because I used a total of 6 ounces. Now keep in mind that I am using my kitchen scale for this because I want to make sure it's very accurate. I'm going to hit add. The next thing I used that had points was Parmesan cheese. I'm going to add the ingredient and enter here Parmesan cheese. And I used the Trader Joe's refrigerated kind, and for that I used 1/4 cup, and it's already at 1/4 cup, so I'm going to hit add. Then I used Kraft mozzarella, so I'm going to search Kraft natural shredded mozzarella, and I use a whole cup of that, so I'm going to switch the 1/4 cup to 1 cup instead, and it was 11 points. Hit add ingredients. And the last thing that I used that had points was the ricotta. And I'm going to search it here. And it's this one right here. But instead of using cups, I use tablespoons instead. So I'm going to switch the serving size to 5 tablespoons. And that's a total of 3 points. Excuse me, 5. So now it says the recipe is 50. So be aware that this 50 points is for the entire pot that I made. So I figured this pasta serves about 10 servings because I used the 3-quart pot, 3.5 quart pot, filled up about 2/3, and I measured out, and 10 cups fit into that 2.5 quarts. So I'm gonna change the serving size to 10. Hit done, and make sure that you name this. So I'm going to name it 1 pot pasta. Oops, space. Hit create recipe at the bottom, and then it'll show you that your 1 pot pasta, if you eat 1 serving, it's going to be 5 points.
So the other day I wanted to enter a ricotta cheese, and the scanner wasn't picking up the point value. So what you do is you go ahead and look at the servings and the calories and everything on the nutrition facts on the actual item. So what you do is go ahead and click on the plus sign down here. Then you go on to quick add calculator and calculator, and here it states calories, fat, saturated fat, carbohydrates, fiber, sugar, and proteins. Now, if you look on the side, it says required, optional, required, optional, optional, required, required. So I don't like to waste my time and go through everything. So I'll just enter everything that's required, which is the calories. So for 1/4 of a cup of the ricotta cheese is 80 calories. Then you go on to saturated fat, and it's 2.5. Then you go on to sugars, and it is 1 gram. And protein is 5 grams. Then it shows up right there. So 3 points for serving, and then you can always add the name down here if you want to reuse it again. It's not showing up, but it's typing down here. So it's ricotta cheese, and then you click create food, and then you can track it whatever day you're going to use. Now let me show you how to go back and search for your own foods. So you go back to the plus sign, it says my food, and then you search in, we just typed in ricotta cheese, and there it is, if you ever want to use it again.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to track something that comes from a restaurant that you can find nutrition information for. So you could either find some restaurants' nutrition information on their websites or in their menus. So if you get your hands on someone's nutrition facts, then you can easily enter any restaurant item into the system. So one restaurant that I go to that isn't in here is the Flame Broiler. So if you look it up, you're gonna see that it doesn't show up. So Flame Broiler, oops, unfortunately it's not in here. So not to worry, you can always enter your own nutrition facts using the plus sign. You're gonna enter my food, create a food, and it's gonna show that calculator similar to the one we pulled up earlier. And I'm gonna pull up the nutrition facts on the Flame Broiler website, which I will show on the screen. And all we need is the calories, the saturated fat, the sugars, and the proteins. So I'm going to be entering the mini chicken bowl with white rice, and it is a total of 370 calories. It is a total of 2.5 saturated fat grams, a total of 2 sugars, and 27 grams of protein. So I don't know if you noticed that, but that took the points down from 12 to 10. So high protein definitely makes things lower points. So a mini bowl from Flame Broiler is a total of 10 points. Now remember, this is without sauce, without anything added. So anything extra you add, you want to calculate that as well. And we want to name this as well. That way, if we want to pull it up later, we can do that. Then you hit done. Check what you just wrote, and you create the food. Flame Broiler mini chicken. Oh, I put wire. And I actually have this really often because when I forget my lunch, I'll go there. So I'm actually gonna star this as well. That way it's one of the first things that pops up when you search your meals.
I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to enter a meal that you will not find nutrition facts on a website. Usually these are like mom and pop restaurants, a hole in the wall, or you know, just a little restaurant that don't even have websites. So there's a restaurant here in San Pedro that I love to go to breakfast, and it's called Pacific Diner, and they don't have nutrition facts. So I usually go and get the steak bit breakfasts, and the steak bits have onions, bell peppers, and it comes with 2 eggs. You could either choose sunny side or whatever you want. And it also brings countryside potatoes. So let me show you how I go ahead and track that. The thing with this is that you're not going to be 100% accurate, but you also want to overcalculate, don't undercalculate, just to be 100% sure. So I'm going to go in and enter. They usually use flank steak, that I know for sure. So we see flank steak. And then I calculate about how much they usually use by what I have used before. So I know that 3 ounces is a good amount, and it's usually what they would be using. So I go ahead and track that into my breakfast. Then honestly, I don't track veggies or any of that because they're all 0 points. So let's go ahead and track. Oh, well, now eggs are 0 point as well. So I was tracking the eggs too. So let's not do that. So then, countryside potatoes. Now let's try to enter that and see what we get. Country potato. Do they come out? Simply potatoes, mashed potatoes, they're not mashed potatoes. Safeway hash browns, or wheat potato bread. So we're not really getting anything. Since we didn't find anything in the country potatoes, let's go ahead and track individually. So we'll track it about 1 potato. Is anything popping out? Let's check this one, a medium potato. And let's track about 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, because a lot of these places aren't really, you know, friendly with the health-wise food. So let's go ahead and track that. And then they also put onions in that, so let's not track the onions. Oh, this is another thing I can show you. If you accidentally tracked onto lunch and you were trying to do breakfast, so you go ahead and click back on it and put your put it on the breakfast and update it. So we got 12 points for that meal. When we first started Weight Watchers, I know that we had a lot of questions on how to use the app, other than just the scanning, which is the easiest part of it. And we did a lot of searching and Googling. I've noticed that I'll tell people around me like, oh, did you know that you can change this or that? Or did you know you could do this? And people will be like, I don't know you could do that. Yeah. You know, I had no idea you could do that. And I know there's a lot of really advanced things on the app that you won't really figure out unless you sit there and play around with it. So we wanted to share these ideas with you guys since we have some experience with it. And some of the things may seem very tedious and it's like a long process, but believe me, you guys, tracking works. So there's no better way to go into a day than pre-tracking, honestly. So especially with going out and meals that you don't know anything about, you don't want to go and sit in a restaurant and just wonder and be on your app there and trying to do nutrition facts and everything. So this is another way to beat all that and just have that set goal and going to crush everything and enjoying your meal.
Yep. So we hope you guys enjoyed these tips and we hope that you find them helpful. We hope that you use them. And actually, if you have any other questions about things you can do on the app, leave us a comment and we'd be happy to help you out.
Yeah.
And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
Follow our Instagrams to see more of our updates. And we will see you guys in our next video.
Bye.